host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, we're going to talk about buying assets in 2023, but is it bull or bear asset markets? Notice I used the word assets, ladies and gentlemen. We're not talking about liabilities. We're talking about assets here tonight on the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream, where members only with the icon can be in the chat room. That's right. Everybody else can watch, but please pay attention and welcome. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for being here tonight. And please share the videos. That's because other people may need a little bit of help, motivation, information. Then you can decide, or they can decide, if it's useful for them. Now, let's get into it, shall we? Because we got to see who's in the house tonight. Laverne Penix is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream, where it's members only, with the icon next to his name. And I want to thank him so much. And his tagline is, hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. I received a notification and trailer. Thank you so much. That's one person tonight. And also notice he is also known in these YouTube streets as Mr. Cool. That's right. He's in the house tonight. So once again, Laverne Penix, thank you so much for your financial support with the icon, being a member of the channel. And thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it greatly. Auntie Val is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream with the icon next to her name. Tonight's episode, buying assets in 2023. Well, you know, buying assets is also construed as starting your own business, like the professor, aka Auntie Val is the professor, and she's here. Entrepreneurship means you are buying your own asset since starting something. And so once again, we're going to talk about it here shortly, and she brings her tagline this evening. Good evening, fam, with the heart, with the strength, with the support, with the cup of Java. And she says, no notification for me. Oh my, she didn't get the notification tonight, but hey, you know how they do us here, ladies and gentlemen, but don't worry about it. Hopefully everybody clicks the all notification bell twice, 3 times, just so you can get them, because they only give 10% of our subscribers a link or notification. So once again, she's been omitted. Thank you so much for letting me know about that. Sadly, Victor Marrero, welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. He too has the icon next to his name, and he's in the house. He brings one of 2 taglines. He says, hello all, let's do this. And do this we shall. We like to give out information, ladies and gentlemen, in case you're new here. We like to help you with buying assets. We like to help you with getting assets that pay you, because that's what an asset is. Don't be mistaken about buying all this cars, all this jewelry, all these. In fact, there's people out here buying watches, not to wear them, but to basically store them, so then that way they can sell them for a higher price later. Okay, that can work until it doesn't, when the prices go down like they have in the last year or two. But nonetheless, that is also an asset, depending on limited edition and many other things. I should have a video about that, actually. But Victor Marrero, thank you so much for being in the house. Greatly appreciate it. Mo Better, another investor, is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And he too has the icon next to his name. Thank you so much for that. And he brings his tagline, "What's up, SSN Nation? What's up, E? All is going well with me. Thank you so much." And he says he received a notification and trailer. He says, "We in the building, showing the strength, showing the support with the icon." Thank you so much, Mo Better. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate your financial support as well by being a member of the channel. And also, you guys know, if you can't get in the chat room tonight, that's because on Wednesday nights, only members with the icon can get in the chat room. That's the only reason. Everybody can watch. Everybody can smash that like button. And everybody, if you like what we're talking about and you're not already a subscriber, you can subscribe to the channel, click the all notification bell. Now, we have to discuss a few things tonight. Speaking of assets, there are some of us that know about the DebtBox node, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about that because I haven't shown our DebtBox situation in about 3 to 4 weeks, possibly. So we have something called SSN Lifestyle, where we have a ring of fire. It's our own little Shark Tank, and we have people that contributed into getting these DebtBox licenses. And what the nodes do is they generate credits every day, 24 hours a day. It just started last August is when we got in. Now, the thing is, these are real world businesses, commodities, oil. It's a bunch. Actually, I'm going to show you because they have expanded. They've exploded their offerings. It started with like gold, natural gas, agriculture, XPLR, which is a scanning system from a satellite in space to find gold, silver, oil, natural gas, platinum, palladium, ore, and all that from space. Technology is out there, ladies and gentlemen. So we had a couple of opportunities and we chose XPLR. And at the time, it was $1,250. They had a little bit different program. They've since, over the last year, changed up dramatically. So without further ado, why don't I show you this? So here's what we're talking about. I'm just going to the front page. So that's weird. But anyhow, here's the reward so far after a year. Now, this is all based on the coin price, or shall I say the token price. All these are tokens: XPLR, debt, grow, Illume, blocks. Look at this: all blocks, BGLD, natural gas, beverage, a pseudo gold ETF type, DCM, drip, another DLG. So these, a new DLG actually. The old DLG is sold out. BGLD is sold out. Anyhow, this is what the value is of over 100,000 tokens. All right. So people may not get excited. I have to agree. Nobody's going to get excited when the token price is 0.002. And at one time it was up to 0.02. 0.02 would have been a lot better than 0.002. But anyhow, it has dropped. Look at that, 0.51%, which is only 0.005. But nonetheless, this is well below the $1,250. But I just wanted to say the value has not been realized yet. Why? Because the satellite hasn't been shot up. They have their own satellite they're going to put up. They're going to charge other people to be on the satellite. And then they're also going to be scanning for those precious metals and gold and silver and water underneath Earth's crust, where people, mining operations, exploration companies, they can go in and pick out the spot a lot easier. So this will be big time. But I just wanted to show you we're up to 118,714 tokens. So we'll see how this all ends in about 6 months to a year, right? At least that's what I'm waiting for, because I have other news that I need to give you. And that news is this: burn notices. June 19th, if you own DLG, you can see here they spent $1 million. They bought. So how this works is any of the profits from the royalties or any contractual deal they get, they buy tokens periodically and they burn them depending on what the project is. So this time they built they bought 1,108,000 and they burnt them all. So in theory, that reduces the amount of tokens, which should eventually increase the value of tokens. So you keep burning enough of them, and that's what's going to happen. So here we go with this is incredible. The Bev has burnt 17 million is the value. So that's what they burnt off. Blocks, which doesn't, none of these matter for us, but in case people are interested, $22 million. That's incredible. So I'm going to skip to XPLR, where they burnt 12,500,000 of XPLR tokens. So that's 5 billion tokens apparently. So anyhow, that gives you an idea that they periodically do this. It's unannounced, so nobody can game the system by sitting there getting the token price up prematurely or just for a limited time only. So they just burn it whenever. So again, some people have NatG that may be watching, and that's 32 million that they burnt. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. So that's the idea on what they're doing. Now, there is something else that I wanted to show, which, oh, here it is, the license freedom sale. Okay, what I was getting at was this. Prior to this year, they used to have it where the license would start out at $1,000 each. So if let me go to the screen. If we go up here to rewards, so when BGLD first came out, you could buy the license for $1,000. Then when they would sell, like, I don't remember what it was, but let's just say it was 1,000 licenses, then the price would go up to, let's say, 1,500. And then when they eventually sold like 5,000 of the licenses, the price would be at around 7,500 until they ran out of the licenses. So now what they've done, they've changed it. And they've changed it to where it's the opposite. When the license first comes out, they're charging $7,500. That's what I'm trying. It's crazy. They've reversed it. So when you saw, where's that at? Freedom sale. See, this says from 1,500 on DLG, aluminum, XPLR, blocks, and DCM licenses for $1,500. So the theory is they started these off at like 7,500. They sell X amount of them. The reason why is because when you first start out from the licensing, when you're doing the mining, it mines a lot more tokens because there's less people. So now they're rewarding the people by doing it in reverse, pay more. That's when it mines a lot more tokens. And then as they reduce it, more people have licenses. So the amount of tokens that's mined is reduced. So that's why it costs less now than going the other way when they initially started. So now the Fight for Freedom sale, you can get these licenses for $1,500. All right. And then there will be, after July 5th, it might be another time it goes down to $1,250. But remember, you're getting less rewards because more people will be buying licenses at a lower price. But nonetheless, if you believe in the project and you can get yourself some tokens, it turns out the way you have to think about this is an asset, because they are backed by real world assets: gold, silver, platinum, palladium, a beverage company, crazy, a water company. I mean, that's what all these are. And blocks, which is real estate. So these guys are, I don't know what DCM is. I'm gonna have to look into that. But natural gas and agriculture and debt, they're gonna come out with their own debt box chain. So that's why we can consider it an asset. So far, it's been underwhelming because the group put in $1,250, and this is only worth $300 right now. So it's underwhelming to say the least. All right. But we will see what happens when they have their own debt chain, which means that'll be their own chain, a cryptocurrency chain. So now that could change things dramatically. And also when they actually get that satellite up, and now when they start burning more tokens, and then they have to put in an ecosystem, I would think. And when I say ecosystem for XPLR, what I'm referring to is the the XPLR token being able to be bought, sold, and a reason for people to buy them on the open market. So there you go. All right, here we go. Victor Marrero says, don't count Bitcoin and Ethereum out yet. Take off like a rocket ship. The new EDX crypto exchange has a lot to do with it. Thank you so much, Victor Marrero. I don't know about the EDX crypto exchange, but we'll have to look into it. Laverne Penix, Mr. Cool says, Eric, they burned XPLR tokens this week. Yes. What was it? 12.5 million or no, 5 million, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was $5 million. But anyhow, I can't remember the number. But nonetheless, yes, thank you so much for that. In fact, let me just look at it again because we are on the XPLR, and it was 12.5 million worth of tokens. Basically, 5 billion tokens were burned, XPLR tokens. And the cool part is they give you the hash just to check and all that. But that's just, I don't get excited about that. What I get excited about is if you bought something, whatever you bought your license for, and your license and node was worth at least that and more, then we can get excited. Right now, we're just along for the ride. Let's see what happens, because this could get exciting because a lot of people who are in now, we're fortunate enough where you have a lot of tokens. So if this thing did anything crazy in a long-term environment, such as over the next year, it's just, visions dancing in your head, right? I mean, all it has to do is do like $10 for a token, which it's kind of hard to do, but that's $1 million. It'd be over $1 million to be split amongst all the Ring of Fire members. So that'd be kind of cool, depending on what you put in. So that's how it works. Anyhow, just wanted to get that out of the way because I haven't talked about that in a while. So why not on Wednesday night live stream? All right, Curtis Davis is in the house with the icon next to his name. And welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And he brings his tagline this evening. Good evening, SSN family. ABMM, always be making money. That's what we're trying to do here, ladies and gentlemen. If that's not what you're going to be trying to do, well, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to sit back and relax because over the next 20 years, prices are going to increase. You're going to have to make more money. You just can't be in denial. Everything's going to skyrocket because we live in a third world country that has infrastructure problems. We live in a third world country that has power grid problems. We live in a third world country that has water problems. All right. All of that, how's it going to be fixed? I'm just saying, whether it's going to be your state taxes, your real estate taxes, your federal taxes, somehow it has to be paid. You're going to be the one paying it. Sales tax is going to be increased. I mean, there's just no way they can stand still. And more people are on the planet now as well. Not just in the United States, but there's generally going to be, the population is going to grow. So now what? There's going to be a problem. All right. So think about that, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you want to start your own businesses. And tonight, speaking of start your own businesses, I forgot. We have Beachfront Java in the house. And before I forget also, Curtis Davis, the new member of the 1,000 plus subscriber club on his channel, which means he can be monetized now. So therefore, thank you everybody that signed up, but you still got to go show support. Chili Davis is his channel, CHILLY Davis. That's where you go to check out information on financial news, updates, markets, stocks, crypto, a lot of information that he gives throughout the day, evening, morning, evening, and night. So it can help you make decisions in the long run and short run. So go over there, smash his like button, subscribe to his channel. He's part of the SSN Nation. Show your love here, ladies and gentlemen. He's over the 1,000. He's over the 1,050. In fact, he's probably over 1,100 by now because a lot of you went over there and showed some love and helped him out. So make sure you're doing that. All right, now let's get into the Beachfront Java. You want to buy assets? Hold on. Some of you may say, Eric, no, I don't want to buy stocks. I don't want to buy real estate. I hear crypto might be an asset. Maybe I'll dabble in crypto. I don't want to do any of that. I have an idea. I want to start my own business. Well, I got news for you. A business is an asset, especially when you're successful. And the reason why I say this is because you have income coming in. And guess what happens if you end up being successful? You don't lose. Why? Because if inflation goes up 10%, you get to raise prices 10% because your cost increased 10%. You get to raise prices 10%. So you're able to keep your profit margins pretty much the same. You don't have to worry, unlike a liability that's going to cost you money. So that's why we're talking about Beachfront Java. We have our own Professor Auntie Val that started it with her and her family. So we got to show some love, and she's showing love by giving 15% off, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. 15% off for SSN Nation member fams here. Let's go. Let me give you the code. Now, this is going to be very simple. It's not down below in the description box. It's going to be in the chat box. So those of you who do not have live chat on, I suggest you get live chat on. Those of you who may be watching a replay of this, I suggest you put the live chat on so you can get the code. I just put it in right now. That code means when you go to her website, you will see K-Cups. That's right. You will see premium blend coffee from around the world, exotic, and different flavors, 1 pound, half pounds, 2 pounds, 4 pounds, 5 pounds. I don't even know. She has exploded on the scene, ladies and gentlemen, from humble beginnings. And you're lucky enough to get your 15% off plus free shipping for everybody. All right. But use the link and that automatically gives you the 15% off when you check in. 5-star review so far. It's beautiful. An entrepreneur showing up and showing out, and we got to help. All right. We help entrepreneurs, ladies and gentlemen, especially those that have always helped us. She's always shown support here, helped us with information and news and updates and investments. And that's why she has the title of the professor. All right. So just so you guys all know. All right, let's go. Here we go. She said, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm extending the SSN fam discount through July 4th weekend. Oh, a bigger celebration now. You guys don't forget, it's not just going to be the end of June. Now you have an extended 5 days, 4 or 5 days. So make sure you go over there and get your Beachfront Java now, ladies and gentlemen. And at first, you only had like 3 to 5 flavors. Now there's like 10 or 11. I don't even know. There's mugs. There's other items there now. And so you got lots to choose from. And in fact, she's going to come out with, I believe, decaf sooner or later as well. So I'm just saying this is getting crazy. Oh, drip ground and fine ground as well. That means she has espresso, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. So it's all there. So go over there and check it out. Beachfront Java. And I put the link in the chat room. Everybody, it doesn't matter. Even if you're a member of the Twitch fam, even if you're a member of Facebook fam, guess what? The link is there too. So no excuses. All right, Victor Marrero, congrats, Curtis. Get yourself some passive income. Exactly, Victor Marrero. He made it. And Victor Marrero later this year, I hope he starts his YouTube channel and he starts his drone flying all over the world from his retirement party. That's going to last a few years, I'm sure. That's right. Think of it as a retirement party after you put in work for 20, 30 years. Now you're saying, all right, you know what? It's a retirement party. It's not just one day. It's going to be all over the world. We're going to spread the love all over the world for a year, at least. That's what we're going to do, right? Victor Marrero, I'm sure he's going to make that happen. Brian P is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream with the icon next to his name. And he brings his tagline. Hello, Eric. How is it going, Eric? Everything's going great. I showed up. I'm alive. We're kicking. We're here tonight with you and everyone else. I love it. And he says, hello, SSN family. Thank you so much again, Brian P., for your support and being here tonight. Another investor, ladies and gentlemen, is in the house. And by the way, if you can't get in the chat room, there's a reason. Only members with the icon can be in the chat room tonight. Everybody can watch. Everybody can share the video. Everybody can smash the like button. Everybody can subscribe if you're not a subscriber. But only members with the icon can be in the chat room tonight. That's how it goes on Wednesday night live streams. On Monday and Friday night, everyone can be in the chat room. All right. Now, without the debt box, let's get off the screen with the debt box. No, but I just want to let everybody know that is an opportunity for you. Now, regarding assets, is this a bull bear? Hold on. let me get into this. Is very interesting because I keep hearing all kind of different news from the financial sector. There's people saying there's going to be a housing crash still. There's people saying there's going to be a stock market crash. I don't know what to believe. And since nobody really knows what to believe, then you have to start doing some research. I would think you should be doing research, even if I said this stock, for instance, AGNC is earning roughly 13.5 or 14% dividend. You still, even though they show that dividend rate, you should still do your own due diligence and check it out. See if it's worth it for you. So I go over here to CNBC and it's all over the place. It's really all over the place. Today, stock futures are flat after a 3-day losing streak. I mean, last week it was like 6 days in a row win streak. Now all of a sudden people are talking like it's all bad. Intel stock dropped 6% as company updates chip manufacturing plans. That usually means that their chip manufacturing plans is probably not up to par. They're losing. I mean, come on. You know you need more chips. You have AI coming. You know chips are on everything now. And you know there's going to be a situation one day where Taiwan may not be Taiwan and China might control the chip market. So you should be making plans like 5 years ago. Okay, I'm not going to feel sorry for you. All right, that's just my commentary. Sorry. Weekly mortgage demand was flat, even as interest rates dropped for the third straight week. Because of this, ladies and gentlemen, even the people with housing has now said housing prices will come down, even though the mortgage rates are lower. This just goes to show you that hardly anybody can afford these homes, and there's hardly any homes for sale because most people aren't willing to sell, and then they still have to go buy a house of equal value, right? So that doesn't make any sense. So there's really not going to be hardly any homes for sale. And secondly, all those people that could afford to buy a home have probably bought a home. All those people who haven't bought a home, well, you're going to have to make a lot of money. You're going to have to make 6 figures as a household if you want a decent home these days. So that puts us in a crisis. If people aren't buying in June, July, and August, well, buyer's market is not generally September, October, November. So we will see. It's going to be after July. Remember, we buy a home in 2023 was my motto. I'm still not backing off of it. Home prices haven't dropped nearly enough, but we're going to find out over the next 3-4 months what's going to happen. So July was the marker after July, right? So August, September, October. And I was saying after school starts again. So later this year, we're going to find out if I was going to be right about my 40, 50, 60%, because it's nowhere near 40 or 50 or 60% drops right now. I mean, sure, in some places we got like 25 or 30, but that would be like Austin, Texas, where prices were overpriced anyhow. That'd be in California in some areas where homes were already overpriced. That'd be like in Idaho where homes were already overpriced. Sure, but nobody really wants to live in some of those locations, especially when an average home price is $800,000. That's ridiculous. All right, this is getting ridiculous out here in some locations. So anyhow, let me know what you guys think. That's the reason of this. We got to buy assets, ladies and gentlemen. So you're going to have to take a choice here. What assets can you buy or what assets can you create to make sure that you have a return on your investment? This is going to be very sketchy right now, right? You're going to have to do your own due diligence. We talk about it here all the time. The safest thing right now that I can see, a lot of people say go buy bonds, right? Okay, fine. Some people would say go get gold and silver. Okay, fine. But the thing is, what's 3% going to do you? Please tell me. When now you can go down to the bank and put your money in a bank and get 3%. I mean, so why am I going to put in a bond that's locked up somewhat? I'll just put your money in a bank. That doesn't make any sense. But do you really want to put your money in a bank? I wouldn't. So my next move is put it in a pseudo bank, right? Which a brokerage account's not really a bank, but all I'm saying is if somebody's going to pay me 10% dividends annually. That's better than 3%. That's better than 5%. So why would I give it to the bank when a bank is not even solvent? By nature, they're not solvent, because what they do is they lend out or send damn near 100% of the money they receive, the cash they receive, they give away to lend out, let other banks borrow or use it. It's an ecosystem they have. So you might have found where people have posted ATM machines are out of cash. Well, there's a reason. So that's why many people would not leave money in a bank in this environment. We want to find out. So anyhow, let me see what we have here. There's nothing else. I was just looking through here if there was anything that I actually wanted to talk about, because here we go. Bitcoin rallies to touch highest levels since April as traders get bullish on ETF news. Once again, these ETFs, ladies and gentlemen, you're giving an ETF your money. They're going to go out here. A Bitcoin ETF is going to go out here and buy Bitcoin. Some people would say that's a win-win. Bitcoin at 30K, I don't know about that. But nonetheless, let's see where we're at. I might as well just go look, right? Why don't I just go look? Coin market cap. So here goes a bull run for crypto. Does that mean you should be getting in crypto? Yes, it's at 30,000. Does that mean you should be getting in crypto? Ethereum almost back to 2,000. Haven't seen these numbers in a long time. Let me know what you guys think about this. All right. Crypto. Maybe this is the bull run everybody's been waiting for. Hey, there's that Pepe thing again. Interesting. Don't know what's been happening with it. But let me know what you guys are thinking about that. So once again, 30,000 for Bitcoin. We went all the way down to 15,000. That's what the number should have been, or 14 or 13. That's about where it should have been, according to statistics, right? It didn't go to 10 or 9 or 8 or 5, like 5,000, like a lot of people were saying as well. But the fact of the matter is there was opportunity. If you thought Bitcoin is the thing, you would have doubled your money if you would have bought it 15 at this point. If you bought it 16 or 17, you're feeling pretty good. If you bought it 20, you're feeling good. If you bought it 26, you're feeling good. But how long can this last? As long as people believe that ETF is coming. And I don't understand why an ETF coming makes Bitcoin and Ethereum explode. It doesn't make sense to me. All right, Brian P., thank you so much once again. Curtis Davis says, let's see what he says. It looks let's go. Oh, I see what it is. Yes, number one, way fastest to wealth. Oh, what's happening here? We got issues. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're going to have a little computer issues. Uh-oh, geeks in the system. That's funny. Geeks in the system. Yes, number one, fastest way to wealth, start a business. Exactly. Thank you so much for that, Curtis Davis, Mr. Financial. And Vanessa Kama Gates in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. She has the icon next to her name, and known in these YouTube streets as Seamless Genius. That's right. Hey, Boston SSN fam, my ladies re-signed their leases again. And oh my, that is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful to hear. The science experiment. I always look at business as a science project, because basically we don't know when it's unknown what's going to happen. She started this, was it August of last year? Here it is 9 months later, and she has a kiosk in a mall, Airbnb of the mall. She started this, and so far, the people that signed up have re-upped and re-upped. That means it's working perfectly fine at the location that she's in, and she receives passive income, doesn't have to do anything literally other than, I don't even know. I don't even really know what she has to do. The people take care of the kiosk because it's their business there. They pack it up, come back the next day, run the business that they have, and then they have to send her a check every month. That's beautiful. I love it. Great idea. Perfect mall location. And congratulations, Vanessa Kamagate. Very, very happy for you. And now if we can duplicate it, because now we're going to have to go through summer. We're going to have to go through fall because we didn't go through September, October, November. I don't think. I don't think we start. No, we didn't start in August. It was, wait, am I off? December, November, October. So October. So we got to find out in October. We got to find out what the fall looks like, right? But so far, the experiment's working well. So that's a great location for what she's doing. So you got to give her credit. Vanessa, congrats, locking in business. Exactly. Exactly. Congratulations. Curtis Davis, thanks. Chili. There we go. Gotta love it, ladies and gentlemen. Entrepreneur life, seamless genius, making it happen at Curtis Davis. Thanks, Chili. Again. Okay, now we're catching up. Auntie Val, hey, Queen. Thank you from that. From Vanessa Comagate. Victor Marrero says, most definitely, I will have enough time to do at least one YouTube video a week on the same day. Don't need the money, but I'll welcome any. Just doing it for fun and share the world with people. Exactly, Victor Marrero. Travel and channels like that always are good. Lots of people like to, and that gives people an idea of where they can visit. There's more than one reason people watch those type of videos, quite frankly. You know, whether it's just for voyeur and thinking, hey, that's a nice place. Maybe we want to go there one day. Or some people are like, we're going to go on that island or that location. So it's good to see what's there. You know, it's so there's something to it. So I love it. The Fed states rate hikes coming, says Powell. Oh, my. Yes, I figured he was going to do this, and I don't like it. I really don't like it. It's because what he did was he created this 6-day bull run BS that should have never happened. And he also allowed the interest rates to go down for housing, thinking it was going to help. Not going to work, because now you've now finally gotten down to people that are saying the home prices are too high. The places where people were moving to, such as Florida and Texas and Tennessee and Idaho, all those type places where people were moving to, all of a sudden, not that many people are moving and not many homes are available for sale. So you can't have a mad rush into that location, and prices are out of control. So now a household member has to make like $150,000 to afford a $500,000, $450,000 house. That's crazy. There's only X amount of people in America that can afford that. And it's not 200 million. All right. That's not the number. 200 million people do not make $150,000 a year or more. That's not the number. All right. So keep that in mind. It's household. Both members have to make like 80,000 a year, let's say. But that's still a household number that not that many people have. All right. So just keep that in mind. So this is why, if they do what they're about to do, this puts us on course. If people don't know history, and I'm like an economics kind of guy that I check history, this is the kind of stuff they did in the 80s and 70s, where they had this policy of reducing interest rates, and all of a sudden, pause. Then all of a sudden, oh yeah, well, a month, 2 months later, we're going to raise it again. All that did was create a situation of longevity for a stale marketplace. Stale, because you have to remember, increase of interest rates means anybody that's out there borrowing from the Fed now is going to have to pay more back potentially. And those who are borrowing are the richest people. Those people have companies, they have corporations, they have employees. And when you have to raise interest rates after you paused, now all of a sudden these companies are getting squeezed even more. So if you have borrowed $20 million and somebody goes, oh yeah, it's only 0.25. Well, that little 0.25 interest rate increase, that's salaries out the window. So they're going to fire people, increase the cost of the goods and service. That creates a problem. But anyhow, buying assets, we don't have to worry about that problem, because your asset means you're making money, whether it's based on customers, whether it's based on your product. No matter what, you can afford and say, hey, they raised it up 0.25. I'm going to raise my price 0.25. Nobody's going to scream over 0.25 on the product increase. But people are going to scream when you do shrinkflation, when interest rates go up 5% and something that used to be in a 20-ounce box for $3.99 is now in a 14-ounce box for $3.99. And in fact, in America, they did 14-ounce box, except now it's $5.99. That's what they did in America. And so sooner or later, people aren't going to have enough money. And that's basically how I'm looking at this. So this is going to be very interesting if they can pull this off. I thought they were pulling it off. Can they? The jury's out, but we're going to find out. Because if he starts raising rates, not once, but twice, oh my, all the bull run stuff over. Bear market is for sure. People were talking this recession in the financial news industry for the last week, talking about, oh, there's going to be a crash in the housing, crash in the stock market. And I kept wondering, why do they keep saying this? Chili Davis, Mr. Financial, says what is happening in the background. Apparently, Powell and the rest of the presidents are saying, the presidents of the Fed, that is, they're sitting there saying, hey, you know what? We're going to raise interest rates, you guys. Let everybody know. I mean, our buddies, not everybody. What's good, sis, from Professor Auntie Val. Many investors are bearish, but NVIDIA, Tesla make people bullish. Yes, exactly. But hey, look, first of all, Tesla is under fire right now. And you guys know on Monday, when I did CNBC, when I showed that, and you guys saw that article about those solid state batteries from Toyota, they claim 900-mile range on a charge, and they claim batteries can charge in 10 minutes. Now we're going to find out. I want to hear the claim about what happens when it's 0 degrees outside. That's what I want to know. That's all I want to hear about. When it's 0 degrees outside, 15 degrees outside, 20 degrees outside. I don't want to hear about any malfunctioning EV charging stations. I don't want to hear about no batteries can't recharge. It takes an hour. I don't want to hear none of that, because that's what they're dealing with right now. And this is why the EV marketplace has not exploded, because these guys have been talking a good game for ever since Tesla was born, like 25 years ago. And oh, by the way, in case anybody doesn't know historical situations, no, Elon Musk did not start Tesla, nor was he a founder. All right. There was 3 other guys, and he bought his way in. And then when he bought in, he told them, I have to be known as a founder. That was one of his conditions. Just so you know, he wasn't a founder. He wasn't there at the beginning. He bought it from these guys. Now, they weren't, it's in the late 90s. This guy's, back then, EV vehicles were frowned upon. So I'm just letting people know historically what's happened. So he's the marketing arm that did a hell of a job, got it out there, and the rest is history from that standpoint. So he was the first, and he kept going. The government backed him, gave him tax cuts, tax credits, subsidies. He comes out. Now everybody wants in, but nobody has the battery technology except maybe Toyota has finally turned the corner on this. And Toyota, by the way, wouldn't Toyota stock be one hell of a stock to buy about now? I'm thinking, speaking of bullish, I think it might be a good time. All right, bearish. NVIDIA, the reason why he says NVIDIA is because of ChatGPT. That's a problem. That's exploding right now. What's going to happen after this all gets sorted out? Is NVIDIA going to keep control? AMD comes out trying to do what they normally do, like a knockoff. I just got to call, sorry, AMD, I got to call you like you are. You're like a knockoff, man. Come on. You guys are never ahead. All right? You're always there after the fact. I'm just saying. All right? Homes at 7% and average price $350K. There you go. There you go. Pepe, 42% on the day. Yes, Laverne Penix. I don't know much about it. Like I said, the crypto situations, the last time, we'll see how crypto plays out over the next 6-7 months. But I'm like standing back from crypto because it's been nothing but crazy. I smell foreclosures coming. She can say that. She has information, more than likely. She's probably going to be right, because the moratoriums for foreclosures is over. So there goes that. And also, those people who were buying these new homes 1 year, 2 years ago, some people even got these variable rate loans, which is incredible. And now you have rental rates coming down. If rental rates come down and home prices continue to stay about the same or more, a $350,000 house is going to cost somebody $2,500 a month. Actually, it's going to cost you more than that because you're going to have insurance, you're going to have real estate tax, you're going to have a bunch of things you're going to have to deal with. So, but we'll just say 2,400, 2,500, 7%. And you might even have PMI, depending on if you put down 3%, 5%. And if some people bought those silly 1% loans by Rocket Mortgage, which means you're going to have a high payment, 3% means you're going to have a high payment. All of that means you're going to have high payments, ladies and gentlemen. So those are the things that you're going to have to worry about. All right. But I agree with her 110%. It's one of those things almost like cars. People go out to a car dealership and they see empty lots. Well, I'm just referring to in 2022 when there was hardly any cars and the used car market was going ballistic, right? But little did people know, and the car companies don't tell anybody, every year they get rid of millions of cars, but they don't tell people. So again, there's always some reason that people try to make it seem like there's the scale. There's hardly anything around. Sorry, you got to get this now. Overpay for all this stuff. Overpay for used cars. This is all we have right now. Old inventory that nobody would buy on a normal basis, but because we only have like 10 cars on the lot here, well, we want to charge you an extra $10,000. So here, why don't you just buy this? They pulled it off for a long time because people are out here thinking cars are assets for some weird reason. We buy assets, ladies and gentlemen, that pay us. That's your only option right now. If you want a great future, that's what you're going to have to do. You cannot buy liabilities. If you're going to go buy a car, then go get one, 2, 3, 5 grand. All right. You don't need to do anything crazy. Why do a 30, 40, an average $50,000 and do a 7-year loan and all that crazy? That's ridiculous at this point. It doesn't pay you. So you could have bought a condo somewhere in the world for the price that people are buying cars for. This is incredible when you think about it. So that's the difference right there. If you're going to spend $70,000 on a vehicle, you could have bought a $70,000 condo, and a condo is going to pay you, or a $70,000 villa in some locations, a 2-bedroom, 1-bath villa at Primavera 3, $68,000. Yes, a villa, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, $68,000. Primavera 3, pre-construction, no credit check, no qualifying. You can go to Thailand, same thing. I mean, but you're going to go spend $734 a month. That's the average vehicle payment right now, and do it for 7 years. But and pay interest, but you won't go buy 0% interest and go buy something for $70,000 that's going to pay you for life. I don't get it, but that's why we are here in the SSN Nation, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you can do. All right. I'm talking about pre-construction, if anybody doesn't understand. All right. It isn't an ETF. It's a new exchange. EDX is like Coinbase. Okay. Let's go look at EDX. What's EDX? Exchange. Let's go look it up. EDX, Wall Street Giants back ED. See, you lose me at Wall Street Giants. That means they're going to be custodian of our coins. You lose me. Schwab and Fidelity backed crypto exchange EDX goes live, adds more backers. See, this right here, I look, you can do whatever you want with your money, first of all. But just like when they backed FTX, I forgot Bankman Fried's, but they backed these guys too. I mean, this is no. I don't want these guys holding nothing. Coinbase, Binance, under SEC. This is how you clear the way for your competition. Notice how quickly. So I'm just, look, ladies and gentlemen, we live in America. This is ridiculous. How do I clear the way if I'm the government or if I'm the top 1%ers and I'm going to have a company called EDX coming out? Oh, I know what I do. I take out or have a problem with Coinbase, Binance, and a few other people, clear the field. So then now we can have EDX and be backed by these guys, Schwab, Fidelity, and who knows who. This is disgusting to me. But nonetheless, they've come out. They're there. And as Professor Auntie Val will say, not your keys, not your coin. All right. So just keep that in mind. No matter if it's Coinbase, Binance, or anybody else. If you leave money on there, it's just like leaving money at a bank. You don't know what could happen in a crisis. And we've seen so many of these exchanges blow up, go out of business, and your tokens or coins are gone. All right. So don't play around too much, but I just don't like it. And people are going to say, hey, you know what? It's backed by Charles Schwab, Fidelity, Citadel. Does that say Citadel? Whoa. What's this? Citadel. Okay. You guys, we got to have a conversation. Hold on a second. What's this Ken Griffin Citadel Securities? Anybody know anything about this guy? We know about Citadel. But this right here, we come on, you guys. See, this is the kind of stuff that I don't like. I mean, you guys can like it. I don't. I'm just giving you my perspective, my opinion. All I'm saying is these are the guys that clear trades through Robinhood. All right. So when you're sitting there on Robinhood, Webull, and all this, and they sit there on an IPO that's coming out, and what Robinhood has done and Webull has done in the past, the stock is coming out. You don't even know how much it's going to start for until like the day before or the morning of. They have something in their office saying, yes, I want to buy X amount of shares, and you put in a price before the stock comes out. You know what Citadel, Robinhood, Webull, and all these other stock exchange companies are doing? They're sitting there looking at the thing going, well, wait a minute, we were only going to come out at $25, but look at all these orders for $55. So why don't we just change it to $55? And then everybody who wanted it at the lower rate will still buy. This is what's going on in the background. And now you got these same clowns, and I hate to use this terminology, clowns, but this is the way I look at it because I have disdain for this kind of crap. These guys are now putting themselves in the crypto space, and they're probably going to do the same thing that they do on Wall Street is what they're going to do in crypto. All right. So they're going to be doing their shadow trades, the trades nobody can see, trades that you can do amongst yourselves. So therefore, the price of the coins won't go up like they should. They're going to do the same thing. All right. That's all I'm going to say about it. All right. We're going to find out, but I don't think I'm going to be wrong. This is how the top 1%ers always stay in the top 1%. They do backdoor deals that you're not privy to. All right. We started in November when biz was booming. There we go. November. I thought it was like October, but yeah, that's good because I knew it wasn't August. So it was October, but she says November when it was around boom time, holidays, Christmas, Black Fridays, all that's coming up. So yes, but still there's no guarantee on a November as well. So the fact they stayed in November is awesome. So now we got to find out what's going to happen during summer and fall until we get back around to November. We know what's going to happen starting in the end of November or November for that matter, and December, especially in the beauty industry. And then we can repeat. You already know what's going to happen January, February, March. So it's all good. So I'm very, very happy for you, Vanessa Cumagate. This is great, great news. Okay, check this. EDX Markets, a new crypto exchange backed by conservative traditional Wall Street firms, including Schwab. Citadel said Tuesday it had begun processing. Good God. These guys, man. This is sickening to me. They're going to be trying to hold all of your money, your stock money, your stocks, the money from that. They're going to be holding the money from crypto, and they deal with banks as well. This is ridiculous. This is absurd to me. I don't like it at all. Just protect yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go look. This says edx.org. Shouldn't this be where is EDX? I don't think is it really going to be edx.org? Let's go see. I don't think so. Why would it be edx.org? Oh, okay. Maybe it's something else. Okay, they're trying to play. Let's see. edx.com. See what we got. They allegedly are trading already. Oh, that's EDX Wireless. Huh. Well, anybody have their info? Anybody have their info? I'm looking. I don't see it. It's not easily available. It says it's out. Interesting. Backed by major trade fund. All right. Well, EDX. We'll talk about it on Friday because I didn't know. Yes, Victor, TradeFi take over in full effect with BlackRock leading the way. Professor Antival. Funny she mentions that. See, she's on top of it, ladies and gentlemen, because that's what I was just looking at the end when I was looking up EDX. It does say something about TradeFi right here at StockTwits, backed by major TradeFi institutions. And I didn't know, oh, this is all bad. If BlackRock's in it too, Citadel's in it as well. This has all the big boys in it. This is crazy. This is crazy. Here we go. Sequoia Capital's in it. Look at this. This is a who's who in the financial industries and investors. All we need is Citadel. Now we find out is BlackRock is involved. In case people don't know who BlackRock is, they're one of the biggest hedge funds, or I guess I'll call it a hedge fund. They're the biggest hedge funds in the world, damn near. So that's not good news for me. Let's see here. This is not good. Hold on a second. Exchanges. Let's go, man. These guys. Let's see if we have an EDX on here yet. With all those guys in there, I'm thinking EDX should be in the top 20, right? Those guys have trillions of dollars amongst them. Yes, there it is. EDX WNB. It's on here. It's here. Oh, no, that's called Equilibrium is EDX. Huh. Okay, they don't have their own coin then, which I'm waiting on. Okay, Professor. So it was August. All right, cool. Jesus Christ, BlackRock. This is just terrible, ladies and gentlemen. This is terrible. They got BlackRock in this, and they have Citadel. This is not going to turn out good. Well, it's going to turn out great for them. They're going to have assets under management. So it's going to work out great for them because they'll be able to borrow. Bitcoin rises on BlackRock ETF and EDX launch. Of course. Of course. Jeez. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm a little disturbed. I'm a little disturbed because they know exactly how much money, billions of dollars, are going to be set in their exchange. Here it is, just so you guys know, the world's largest asset manager, 8.59 trillion. 8.59 trillion. Jeez. Yeah, no wonder crypto prices increased dramatically. Easily. Jeez. Wow. All right. I don't even know what to say. Let me know what you guys think. I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. I am really, really disappointed. that they cleared the way, having the SEC with Binance and Coinbase and whoever else they cleared, just so all the top dogs can eat without having to do much. And they cleared them to have have EDX exchange. I'm just like, this is crazy. And in case you didn't see it, here it is. This is what I was reading. 8.59 trillion in assets under management as of December 31st, 2022. Now they have more assets under management. Jesus. So here's the situation on why you need to get assets, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the reason. All right. Let me see if I can get some numbers for you. All right. Here we go. The bottom 50% own just 1% of the wealth in the U.S. All right. See what I'm saying? All right. So, the wealth of America's bottom 50% has doubled. Here's what I want to show you, because the Intercept apparently has a number. I'm going to show you guys something. And this is the problem right here, wherever it is. You guys probably didn't see the, oh, here it is. It's right here. Bottom, that's not it. Okay, I'll just tell you what it is. It's 1.7. All right. It's 1.7 trillion. The bottom 50% of the wealthiest in America holds $1.7 trillion of wealth. I wish I could pull it up so you can see it. But BlackRock has 8.59 trillion under management. All right. So just let that sink in for a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. Just a few guys have 8.59 under management. That is crazy. Bottom half of America holds 2% of the wealth. Top 1%. Oh, this is nice. I like this one. Top 1% has damn near 50% of the wealth in America. Let's see what they say on Business Insider. Are they going to let the cat out the bag? This is how dire this is. So when somebody says we're going to back a hedge fund or a exchange, and then they're putting your money in the exchange to back these guys because their assets are under management, they're just created more assets under management, because remember, they're part owners of this company. So when this company gets $1 trillion or $2 trillion, they're going to have a piece of that. So they actually are going to have more than 8.59 million at their disposal if anything ever hits the fan, just to give you an idea. And that just means this is crazy. This is just absurd. But this is how the wealthy are going to get wealthier. Can't be mad at them. They're buying assets. An exchange is an asset because it produces money every time an exchange of tokens or coins are done. And there's several other ways you can make money on these exchanges as well, because you're going to allow people to borrow. You're going to allow people to do other things, and therefore you'll be making money every time there's a transaction. So that means you win. All right. So just so you know, top 10%, bottom 50%. Yikes. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You see this on the screen? Look at this, 2.3 trillion. Meanwhile, top 10%, 82.4 trillion, as much as under management with BlackRock. Actually, not even. That's only 82.4 trillion. Crazy. Just crazy. That's real crazy. But anyhow, we're talking about assets. This is why you need them, ladies and gentlemen. They're out here buying their assets. What do you do? I keep saying this. There's no way around it. The quickest way you have to do it is you have to do it just like them. Either you got to be in the stock and equities. Now you're going to have to be in crypto. Always in there, right where they're positioned to be. Jesus. Insane. Insane. Disgusting. That's all I can say about it. Let me know what you guys think. All right, here we go. Auntie Val, yes, BlackRock. Vanessa Comagate, Curtis Davis, BlackRock. Vanessa Comagate says, "Oh my God, sorry. It was August." Okay, so I was right the first time. I just couldn't remember. I thought it was August, October, November, somewhere in there. But either way, it's at the end of this year. August, they signed the end of September. Times goes fast. You ain't lying. Jeez, it seems like yesterday, quite frankly. All right, Victor Morero, Auntie Val, yes, ma'am. You got my attention. My Fidelity Bitcoin and Ethereum portfolio are on fire doing the salsa dance this week. Exactly. Exactly. So, Professor Auntie Val says she's just collecting rent and pays the mall when she does hers. And mall, I'm trying to duplicate it. Trust me. Yes, I know you are, but it's very hard to duplicate because it's a one-off. So you have to take a chance on the next place and hope it has the exact same type of clientele, which that's hard to determine. I think for me it is. Maybe you know better than me. Plus, you may be able to get better statistics at the mall locations than I would be able to. But that is pretty awesome. Okay, bye. There we go. Bye. Toyota stock. Exactly. Oh, yeah. Toyota. See what their stock is right now. Let's see what it looks like right now. $156.50 over the last 6 months. It's done well, 140 to 156. It's gone up 15% year over year. Oh my, it's down over 1 year, negative 1.66%. So it's at the same price it was a year ago. Wow. Before the solid state came out and before some hydrogen information came out as well. So it's going to be very interesting. Warren Buffett's firm raises stakes in Japanese trading houses as Nikkei hot streak continues. In case people aren't familiar with Japan, they've had a basically stock situation over the last 20, 30 years where stocks were moving damn near sideways. So now that they're on a bull run, yeah, I can't blame Warren Buffett for going over there and taking advantage. All right. Is Toyota sold on the no? Okay. Yeah, it is. All right. It's sold under the T as in Tom, M as in Mary for everybody on podcast. That's the Toyota Motor Corp. And solid state EV battery. Toyota. Does it have a solid state battery? Oh, video. No. Breakthrough 900. Oh, in case people don't know, I might as well just show this because some people may say he did say 900 miles. Here it is right here, ladies and gentlemen. It's 900 miles plus 9. Actually, it was like 900 and if I'm not 928, 948, something like that is what they were saying. And charge in 10 minutes. That changes the whole ball game. Changes everything, quite frankly. What the heck? Look at this. Lucid Air, $1,699 a month. That's crazy. Because if Toyota's able to pull this off, solid state situation off, it's a big problem for the EV industry because 900 miles recharge in 10 minutes. A lot of people will be signing up, and if they do what Toyota does, and all of a sudden the car is like 25 grand or 30 grand, 35 grand, this would be game changer, lights out in the EV market. That'd be significant. That would change the game for sure. Toyota discovered a technology breakthrough, solid state EV tech battery, 20%. Okay. 10-minute quick charge, high performance version. Ooh, 50% more cruising range, suggesting it would be over 900 miles. What did he say? Whoa, what did he 50%? That would indicate you're only at 600 miles right now, if that's the case. Huh. Yeah, this is crazy. $12.99 a month for a Lucid Air. That's ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Toyota roll out solid state battery EVs as soon as 2027. All right. Quick charging solid state battery 2025. Okay, so there you go. So sit back and wait, buy it now, wait 2 or 3 years, or not buy it now. That's your choice, but that's an asset potential, ladies and gentlemen. Curtis Davis, Eric, your sound is breaking up. Thank you for letting me know that. I hope it's much better. In fact, why don't I play a little commercial? By the way, ladies and gentlemen, smash the like button. And if you like what I'm talking about so far, please subscribe to the channel, click the all notification bell. And if you'd like to become a member with the icon, please do so. That you will find if you're on a mobile. What do you see on mobile? Mobile, I don't know if you'll see the dollar sign. That's a member sign. And if you're on your laptop or desktop, then you should see a dollar sign under the chat room if you're on YouTube. I can't remember how it looks, but anyhow, that'd be greatly appreciated as well. Now, let me figure out what's going on with the sound. Hopefully it's not breaking up any further, but it's already an hour plus. So that means SSN Lifestyle. Let's go do it. Let's see here. No, we'll do this.
Come on, come on.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, mic check, mic check. Let me know how the mic's going. Mic check, mic check. Hopefully it's not sounding bad. Hopefully we're all good. Mic check, mic check. Let me know. All right. Hopefully I'm not breaking up any longer. Hopefully this was late. All right. Let's see what we got here. This is institutional only, non-custodial, retail version coming soon. Thank you for that. Non-custodial. Well, then who's going to be the custodial? Because Coinbase was supposed to be crypto custodian. They're under SEC situation. So who's going to be the custodian then? Well, that already has to be sorted out because aren't they live right now? That's going to be very interesting. So you're saying they're nothing more than an investor? I hope so. Some of the best people with 750 credit score keep buying new cars. 70K with 30% depreciates. Exactly. I just don't. This is not what you need to do moving forward, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it feels good to have new cars and new clothes and new bags and new all this and that and the other. This is what America's built on, consumer nation. This is why the rest of the world, they advertise to American citizens, U.S. citizens, Canadian citizens as well, because we're the ones with the most money and we're the ones that's out here buying. Other places, a lot of places around the world, they don't have they don't have these thousands of dollars to spend. $70,000 in half of the world takes a lifetime to earn, let alone let it be one object. So this is what we're dealing with here. And the teeter-totter effect is in full effect. You have to start thinking. So when you say America was built, and you guys know, on slavery, free slavery, right? China, when you pay somebody 35 cents a day, $1 a day, that's like slavery as well. So that's why all the manufacturing is in China right now. It used to be America at one time. Now it's China, for instance, right? Asian markets. So when you do that, you have an imbalance. So in America, it costs $400,000, $500,000 for a house. In Europe, $400,000, $500,000 for a house. But the problem is, I can go to Mexico, it's not $400,000 or $500,000. I can go to South America, it's not $400,000 or $500,000. I go to Australia because it's tied to the UK. Oh yeah, we got to spend $400,000 or $500,000. But we go to Africa. Well, no, we don't have to spend $400,000 or $500,000, right? So this is what's going on. Half of the world, you go to India, I mean, you're not going to, so half of the world, people live in a whole different wealth scenario. So what are we going to do about it, ladies and gentlemen? Because we have to survive here. And a lot of people are saying, I'm out. American, Europeans, people in the, let's call it the first world nations, they're going, you know what? Even when I make $150,000 a year, I still have a crunch. I'm still living paycheck to paycheck. And the way the world's evolving, you can do Amazon anywhere. If that's what if you can sell products anywhere. When you really start thinking about it, you can sell worldwide now. You can be anywhere. You could have the same income. You can still be living in another country. So look at it this way to make it easy for everybody. You want to buy assets? What if you lived in our favorite place? I'll talk about it, Dominican Republic, right? One of the favorite places right now, only because of the tourist situation. If you lived in the DR and it only cost you $600 a month to live in a nice, comfortable, whether it's a condo or a small villa, you can still run your business long as you have internet. You can still ship from the United States if you want to, but your cost of living has decreased significantly. So now you open up a company in the DR, but see, that's what people might call a shell company, offshore company. Nothing wrong with that. That's what the big boys do. So you have to think like the big boys. Have your offshore companies, have your shell companies, have all of it, because you're going to do business worldwide. You can live anywhere. All right. You don't have to battle it out here where everything's like the infrastructures. People are nastier. I mean, there's a bunch of things going on in the United States that's not good. We have to start allocating money to education, infrastructure, and infrastructure. Infrastructure is so far behind the rest of the world. We don't even have a bullet train around here. I mean, this is incredible. All right. This is crazy when you start really thinking about it. So don't think that America is going to be the same 10 years from now. There's going to be a replacement. There's going to be another country, another continent where it's going to be like an increase of wealth, which has happened like in China, for instance, because that's where all the building is right now, or all the manufacturing companies are trying to go to. So you have this pockets of wealth that explode. So we have to always play assets, ladies and gentlemen, around the world. That's what we got to get. BlackRock Bitcoin ETF application kicked this all off. Out of over 500 applications, they have only been denied once by the SEC. Yeah, exactly. Vanessa Comagate, nice video, boss. The great outdoors. Thank you. Thank you, St. Martin, I believe that one was. Auntie Val, they are institutional and retail custodians. Coinbase has both. EDX is using a separate entity to custody assets and complicated plan of separated companies to be SEC compliant. Thank you for that, Auntie Val, because I don't like it at all. I really, really don't. Because here's what I'm going to tell you guys again. Remember, BlackRock has what is it? I can't remember the number. It was 800. What was that? Was it 8.5 trillion? I thought it was, yeah, it might have been. Let's go look at it again. Or was it 800? Let's go look. 8.59 trillion. So when the top 10% hold 8.4 trillion of wealth, BlackRock by itself under management has 8.59 trillion, as much as the top 10% of the wealthiest has of wealth. These guys are holding in their fund. This is crazy. That's extremely powerful. So once again, thank you, Auntie Val, for giving us these updates, because SEC compliant, I'm not really, how I feel about SEC. I mean, when Sam Bankman-Fried is still walking around, that's crazy. So, and they let him off the hook. I'm just like, this is just bizarre. But I'll put it on here again. Institutional retail custodians. Coinbase has both. EDX is using a separate entity, custody assets, complicated. All right. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. And if you need that offshore company and you're thinking about Dominican Republic, then hell, I got to show some love for my man, Johan, right? Our guy, the lawyer, Johan Confidante. You can always start it. But remember, when you do offshore, you don't get the free tax cuts and tax breaks like an Apple or Amazon or Microsoft shows up. No, sorry. You're going to have to pay tax on income coming in. Now, let's just call it what it is. I mean, you can always be at Bahamas or something as well. But if you're going to do DR, I might as well give some shout out, because if you're buying pre-construction properties or doing real estate or business in the DR, you should use Johan Confidante. And if you haven't seen him, you can search the channel he was on about a month and a half ago. We did a live stream. He's been on in the past as well, but also we talk about residency and things of that nature. So check him out. There's his WhatsApp number. You can see him on that at the website as well. But let him know you're from SSN Nation, ladies and gentlemen. All right. If you decide to do some offshore items, offshore businesses, and you chose Dominican Republic, it doesn't have to be, because DR, they do what you're supposed to do. How America was built. America was built on where businesses actually pay the tax. It wasn't supposed to be the citizens paid the tax. It's supposed to be like Nevada, basically. All right. That's kind of like the nearest closest setup. How Nevada runs it is citizens don't pay tax, but the casinos and all those have their occupancy taxes and other taxes. And so sales taxes. So that's where the tax was initially supposed to come from. The IRS was non-existent. All right. It was based on business, because business would generate capitalism, which would also generate competition. And so therefore the money was supposed to come from the businesses. But let's call it what it is. You guys know what happens when they change the tax codes and the richest people bribe your senators and congressmen, and then they change the tax codes, don't collect enough tax. What do they have to do? They have to create another entity, because now we got to have Social Security. We got to have police. We got to have fire. We got to have schools, right? So who's going to pay for it? You are. We are. Our great grandkids are. So therefore, we need assets. Get those assets, ladies and gentlemen, like ASAP. All right. Let's see. Anybody else want to talk about anything tonight? I'm not going to be on for 2 hours again tonight, but this may be a short version. So bull or bear asset markets. Let me know what you think about that. A lot of people are making predictions. Some people are saying it's going to be a bull run. Other people are saying there's going to be a bear market. Other people are saying, with all those going together, some people are going, housing prices are going to crash. I don't know how they're making that prediction, but they are. Other people are saying, go out and buy a house. The prices are the lowest they're going to be. How do you figure this out? Well, you're going to have to do your own due diligence. It's how you're going to have to figure this out. All I'm saying is I would not buy a house at 7%, 7.5% for $400,000 or $500,000. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't do it unless that price used to be 700,000 or 600,000. That's the only way. I'm not going to be sitting unless there's a decrease. That's the only time to buy, in my opinion. There has to be a significant decrease, not 10%, not 15. It has to be like 30, 40%. Then people will jump in. That's when you should be jumping in as well. And then we're off to the bull run, because the Federal Reserve is going to reduce the interest rates. But until that time comes, there's no reason. And especially if Powell and the other presidents are going to sit there and say, hey, you know what? We're going to increase the interest rate like it's 1975 all over again. I'm just like, you guys are doing something that historically is not going to end well for the American people. It's going to end well for the wealthy. That's why we talk getting your assets. Assets is wealth, ladies and gentlemen. But does anybody have any idea? I don't see anybody making any comments if this is going to be a bull or bear markets. whether it's housing, whether it's for the business, whether it's for the commercial industry, commercial multifamily, retail environments, malls, and all that. Are we going to be talking about a bull run on the housing market, bull run on the stock market, bull run on crypto has already happened or started, which still doesn't make rhyme or reason, other than people are happy about this situation and it goes up to 30,000. Obviously, people are going to rush in thinking this is the one that everybody's been saying. It's going to go up to 100,000, up to $200,000 at the end of this year, like a lot of people have said. So there's a lot of FOMO. And whenever there's FOMO, people are out here buying, right? So keep that in mind. And once again, what's going to happen? We don't know. I can't even figure it out because I'm not going to go on a total market scenario. I know what should happen with housing. It should have already happened, but Federal Reserve's done what they've done. I know what should happen with banks. Some more banks should have been out of business. All right. They saved some banks that should have been out of business. And that doesn't mean that other banks won't be going out of business. I think there will be. So we know these, in other words, I feel those are going to happen. Not 100% sure, but I think that's what's going to happen. But that's going to disrupt a lot of the markets. So it's going to be very hard where you have a bull run on one sector, bear market on 5 sectors. It's going to be a dichotomy that's not going to add up. So it's going to make it a very hard situation. But what we do know is stock market, real estate, 1 and 2, those are the places you need to get your assets, because no matter what, that is what's manipulated. Those 2 things are manipulated for the better. So you win over the long term just by default. So that's why you have to be holding those assets, those 2 alone. Crypto, we'll find out how this all ends. But nothing wrong with getting the little pieces of crypto, right? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with getting the little pieces of gold and silver as well. And that's a travesty. Gold and silver should be way higher. So all you gold stackers, and in case there's people here right now who's watching and who's new here, please smash that like button. And also, if you can't get in the chat room, there's a reason why. It's because on Wednesday night live streams, only members with the icon, members of the channel, they're the only ones that can get in the chat room. You can become a new member, then you can get in the chat room. But on Monday and Friday, only members could get in the chat room. On Monday and Friday, only everybody can get in the chat room on Monday and Friday, but on Wednesday, only members. Okay, so this is what's a travesty right here. What am I doing? Oh, Ampeg. So how did I put? Oh, that's Ampex. Okay, I'm just gonna do it like this. Let me go. APMEX. Dyslexia. All right. So look at this. This is a travesty. Gold, 1,945. Silver down to $22. What the heck is going on? In an inflationary environment over the last 2-3 years, this stuff is not even keeping up to par. All right. This is crazy. Silver, somehow, I don't get none of this. This should not be 22.88. This is crazy. All this makes 0 cents. 0 cents. I'll go 3 months back if it comes up. But all I'm saying is this is just crazy. You could barely see it. Look, it was 25 in May, and now it's down to 24. This is crazy. 22.88 now, just in a month. And over here, it was $20 in March. Again, it's down to 22 again. I mean, this is crazy. This should not even be coming down, but they're manipulating it. So a lot of people are putting their money into gold, silver, precious metals. That money doesn't earn you anything back. You just get to sit there in a black hole. But that's why I don't recommend getting a lot of that when you have stocks that give you a return, when you have assets that give you a return. You have a business that you can start that gives you a return. So that's what we need to focus on right now for this next year, year and a half. Don't play around, because if prices do go as expected, where a $500,000 house could easily be $800,000, and then they do 40-year mortgages, things are just going to be so far out of whack. You're not going to be able to afford the next time that there's going to be a pseudo crash. And when they have to raise interest rates, housing prices could be $1 million. And so nobody would be able to buy, which means home prices will drop significantly. So that's where we're looking at. They can only do this one last time. After this last time, it's over. Can't manipulate the market because hardly anybody can afford $1 million home. You have to have you have to make the 6 figures, but it won't be 100. It won't be 150. It won't be 250. It won't be 350. Just to give you an idea. All right. So that's what we're talking about here. Start thinking of it. You're going to be like what they had to do, like in LA, SoCal, where people are renting out their rooms for over $1,000 for a room. Think about this, because people have to pay $1.5 million, $1.7 million, $1.3 million for a home. That's what we're dealing with here. All right. The community that America doesn't have, what they have in Europe, Asia, around the world, is community where people live in enclaves. They live together. 2 families could live in a nice big house, for instance, right? This community feel. That's what might start happening in America. In fact, it's already started happening. As soon as the Airbnb came out and people started renting rooms, and then they went from renting rooms short term to long term where they have roommates. And now people are renting 1-2 rooms of the house because the kids are gone. That's what's been happening, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome to America, declining right before your very eyes. That's why you need assets, because you need to be a part of that ecosystem. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this up tonight. This is short, but please join us again on Friday night, but it's going to be 9-10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what the subject matter is going to be. I don't know if we're going to have any guests on. I'm thinking I want to have a tax expert on. We did have a tax expert on about 6-7 months ago. I think I might want to have her on, or I might want to have somebody coming on like Nestor and talk to me about this Ansaya project or Ansaya project. Maybe we'll do those 2 items. Those are pre-construction for Ansaya. That's in Dominican Republic. No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry, pre-construction. And so maybe we can talk about that, plus Riviera Castagna, because if that's still available, that's one hell of a deal. That's inside Vista Cana. And I also wanted to talk about the price increases that are going to start happening in Vista Cana area. But I got to say this, you guys, did you see this? I can't even believe this. If you don't okay, first of all, I'm just going to say this. There's a lot of people who are in denial about global warming, right? So if you have glaciers and icebergs melting, and basically a large percentage of the earth is covered by water, if you start releasing thousands of gallons of water into the ocean on a daily basis, sooner or later you're going to have rising waters in certain areas. Florida, for instance, on the southeast, again, next time you go to Miami, you see all of the cars, you hear all the noise. But if you stop at a traffic light when you're on the island of South Beach, right, you will hear pumps, but you don't really pay attention because you hear boats and you hear the engines of boats going by. You hear people woo-hoo. If you pay attention, you will see camouflaged pumps. All right. The dirty secret that they don't talk about is parts of that place is already going underwater. People's homes are going underwater. All right. This is not something you should be playing with out here. Now, the reason I bring that up, who knew that there could be hurricanes in June? June, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe this? June. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. June. 2 of them right now, tropical storms, they're like 40 miles per hour, thereabouts. 2 of them is forming. This is incredible. So if you're thinking everything is all good, it's not. Let me see if I, in fact, let me, what's the Weather Channel? Here we go. Look at this. 2. This isn't even August. This isn't September. This is June. Look at this. Look at this. June. And here's a second one right behind. All right. So the waters are warm. Everybody's thinking it's all good. I'm just saying, if you start having hurricane season in June, this changes everything, especially for those places that get hurricanes. We're talking about the Southeast. We're talking about North Mexico, Central America. Sorry, Mexico's up here, but that's South America, Central America. But these things are going to land generally coming up this Gulf Coast. And that means like the likes of Cuba, the likes of Florida, the likes of Puerto Rico, the likes of Dominican Republic, Haiti. This could get crazy. So I don't know what to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. This tells me there is a problem with the world, because this right here is scary, real scary. And this right here also means if there's a change, June, July had record visitors in the Dominican Republic last year. They broke the record. All-time high records of tourists in June was 600 and some thousand. July had 700 and some thousand. All-time records. This would change everything with regard to our investment in the DR. Because I was thinking we're going to have 6, 7, 8 months worth of tourists at the 600,000-700,000 range. If you start having these hurricanes in June, July, August, September, October, that's an extra 2-3 months that wasn't accounted for. That's not good. So I'm hoping this is a one-off year, but this 2 coming in August or June is crazy. Yes, it's June 21st, by the way. But this is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. This is crazy. All right, Victor Morrell says that's already here. Yes, it is. Southeast Florida renters are doing subleasing to other renters. Yes, they're renting their extra rooms for over $1,000 per month, and many times without the owner even knowing. Exactly, Victor Morrell. I agree with you. We do know that in South. In fact, it's happening all over. I just used LA because that's been happening in Bay Area and all. In Cali, it's been happening for a while. But he's right. It's happening all over. It's not just Southeast Florida. It's happening right in Orlando, Tampa. It's happening everywhere. Naples, everywhere. People are like, F it. I can't pay. Look, if the average wage in America is something like $34,000 to $45,000, you can't even live anywhere hardly for $1,000 a month. What apartment costs $1,000 a month? I mean, even one bedrooms are over that now. So when somebody says, hey, you can have my room for $1,000 a month and we give you access to a kitchen, and I mean, what more can you do? And you don't have to spend $3,000 to get in. That's a deal. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, I'm going to play this only because, well, can I play it? Hopefully. Well, if you don't see a video.
Shopify presents cool sheets from aha to
I suffered from the wrong kind of hot in bed, heat-induced insomnia. That was my aha moment. Bed sheets that keep you cool. Then I thought, how do I even sell bed sheets? That's when I had the idea that made it all possible. Signing up on Shopify.
This is Possibility, powered by Shopify. Sign up for a free trial at shopify.com/business. Shopify.com/business.
It's everywhere.
Okay, so we still have 2 storms that we're watching out in the tropics. We've got Tropical Storm Brett that's barreling toward the Leeward Islands, and then Invest 93L that's out behind it. Both of these are in a really weird spot for this time of year, but the water is very warm. That's why this is happening. Brett is likely to not strengthen that much more, if any more at all. by the standards of people that live in some of these islands here, it's not going to be the worst storm they've ever seen, but it's still going to definitely have some impact, some really heavy rain, some strong wind. The seas are going to be pretty crazy. We'll have some pretty high waves. Invest 93L is out right behind it. By the way, Brett likely falls apart in the Caribbean, so that's not going to be a threat to the U.S. And this next storm, it's likely to peel off toward the north as it at least approaches the Leeward Islands. Okay, so this one's going to have a little bit more of a northerly track. I would say that one's really not too much to be worried about, but the rain totals from Brett are definitely something to be worried about, especially if you live in some of the islands I was mentioning, especially like Martinique, let's say places like St. Lucia, etc. Now, by the way, if Invest 93L does become a tropical storm, that's the second one in line, and it may do Cindy.
This digital age is unbelievable. Everyone's home internet.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we have a little issue here because I was listening. All right. So luckily, it just looks like a storm. All right. But we don't want to see any formations like this in June. That's all I'm saying. Or July. We want to see, yes, we want to see a little rain. We don't mind a little storms, but we definitely don't want to see hurricanes in the Caribbean in June and July. We want 7 months, ladies and gentlemen, of 600,000 plus visitors per month to the Dominican Republic. That's what we want. So hopefully we'll get that. All right. Let me know if there's anything else that you guys want to talk about here tonight. Lastly, I'm going to say go over to Beachfront Java. Our own Professor Auntie Val has started her company, and therefore she's given us 15% off. Everybody who's watching right now, if you love coffee, she has the K-Cups. She has the drip ground. She has the fine ground for all you espresso lovers. She has the whole beans, and she has different weight packages. You get 15% off. So I'm going to put the link in the chat room. Once again, put your live chat on, everybody. Make sure you get the link, get your 15% off, and there's free shipping. So you don't have to worry about any of that. This was going to expire June 30th, this link. So if anybody sees this after June 30th, and it's up until July 4th now, it has been extended. So July 4th weekend, you can still get it at 15% off, but get it now. Free shipping. You'll have it within the week, which is good. That's free shipping in the United States. If you're outside the United States, then you have to pay additional shipping. It comes in a nice bag, Ziploc bag, so everything stays fresh after you use it. She has it 1 pound, 4 pounds, or 3 pounds, 5 pounds, 2 pounds. Just go check it out. Different flavors from around the world. Peruvian beans, Honduran beans, Indonesian beans, African beans. There's some other beans and blends as well. And there's notes, just like wine. There's notes of caramel, chocolate, cocoa, dark chocolate. They have dark roasted beans, right? She has other roasted beans. I'm not a coffee aficionado, but go over there and check it out. You guys can make up your mind. But she's added K-Cups, like I said. She has the drip ground. She has the fine ground. She has the whole beans. She is upgrading her company fast. Go show some love and support for our own Professor Auntie Val. There's the link in the chat room, ladies and gentlemen. And with all that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, ladies and gentlemen, but I just want to let you know one thing. I love you very much. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much for being here and rocking with me all these years. And also, hopefully, I'll see you on the Friday night live stream. And please check out some of the latest videos that I've dropped. Airbnb Bus Dallas regulations. Basically, in Dallas, they're taking away the residential neighborhoods. If that's where your Airbnb is, you could be finished. They are putting it more to the areas that if you are in a residential neighborhood and it's close to hotels or commercial zones, that appears to be where they're going to allow you to have your Airbnb. They're not going to allow this stuff in the middle of the residential area. They're trying to stop that entirely. So we'll see, but they're coming out with regulations and they're coming out with banning in certain areas of the city. So that is what other cities are doing in America. That has already started. That's not a new thing. But the banning part is the new thing. Because in most of the places, they just said, hey, give us a license fee annually. And then you have these rules. What they're doing in Dallas is, oh, no, you're in this residential neighborhood over here, you can't do Airbnbs. But if you're in this residential neighborhood over here, that's by a commercial zone, then you can do Airbnbs. That's different than a lot of places. So just keep that in mind, all right? Professor Auntie Val says nothing but the heart, showing the strength, right? Thank you so much, Professor Auntie Val, again, for giving the SSN fam that 15% discount. And everybody get that free shipping. Do it today, all right? Don't delay. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, again, Friday night, 9-10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we may have on a special guest. I'm hoping to have a special guest on, whether it's going to be tax, whether it's going to be another real estate project where you can get in with no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. That's what we love, especially right now when things are in flux. You have 0% that you can pay monthly. And after 3 years or 2 years, you've put down 40 or 50%. And guess what happens? You're going to qualify to be able to get either a loan or pay it in full cash. But either way, you're going to lock in your asset now. And do not buy on the island Dominican Republic just willy-nilly. All right. You want it to have assets wherever you buy, and you want to have a lawyer, because a lot of people who have not had lawyers, they signed agreements. What they didn't realize is if there's a bad situation like another COVID or something like that, and there's another, let's call it inflationary situation where the prices went up, material costs went up. So therefore, they had to increase the price of the condo that you bought under pre-construction. If your contract does not say no price increases like the one at Larimar, then your contract needs to say something. And that's why you need a lawyer like my man Johan, because then he'll say, hey, I want to cap this at up to 10% or up to 5%. So then while other people might have to pay 18% or 15%, you might be paying 5% or 10%. All right. So that's the difference. That's why you have lawyers. But Johan Confidante, he's top notch. He's the premier lawyer in the DR, ladies and gentlemen. So that's who you want. And in fact, some people may be saying, who's Johan Confidante? Search the channel. He's been on before. All right. He was on like a month and a half ago. Okay, Auntie V, I see you got some merch. Oh, the mug. I forgot about that. Thank you so much, Vanessa Kamagate. Nice. Got to get a mug. That's right. There's some merchandise now also at Beachfront Java. So you got to show some love there too, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, my dear. All right. Once again, I think we're about to come up on our 4-5 year anniversary for me doing this. So I just want to let everybody know again, thank you so much for your support over all these years. Thank everybody who has the icon next to your name for your financial support and belief in what I'm doing and helping me do what I do. And once again, I'll see you guys on Friday night, and make sure you stay out of trouble and be safe, because you never know what's going to happen around here. So make sure you keep your head up. Keep moving, and I'm out.